I'm back. I apologize for my brief absence, and I appreciate the generosity of my dear Papa Gaston, covering for me while I went on a glorious tour, sharing my music with my many adoring fans. Let's now continue our tales from the glass-guarded world, with Ashley as Tara Dane, the human fighter, Brian as Paxton, the human cleric and fighter, Danielle as Athelflaed, the halfling rogue and monk, and Josh as Zartok, the tiefling wizard. We left with our heroes having defeated a terrifying giant worm, and then a horrifying mind flayer on the divination level of the Wizard Research Complex. That means they now have 3 of the magical wand fragments they've been seeking, and they know where the 4th one is. Though they're leaving it where it is for the moment, so that the entire complex does not flood. Perhaps our heroes have earned a brief rest before they tackle the next level. Enchantment!
We're back now after the defeat of the Mind Flayer, and you've run over to Zartok to make sure that he's okay. And then we had some conversation about leveling up, check to see who's leveling up and what level they are now and what abilities and things you're choosing. So I think that Tara and Paxton leveled up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And Tara, did you do anything exciting?
Well, I got some more hit points. I'm at 63. And I got more maneuvers. And I switched out one. So I have now disarming attack, distracting strike, menacing attack, precision attack, and riposte.
All right. So Danielle, did Athelflaed go up a level?
She did. She's Rogue 4 Monk 2.
And you chose ability score improvement for dexterity and constitution.
Mm-hmm.
And so what are Athelflaed's current hit points?
45.
That's a big improvement. And what about her armor class? It went from 18 to
19.
And she gained some bonuses to hit as well. So Athelflaed had a good level. There's a bunch of little small improvements. And of course, there's also effects on some of your skills as well if they use dexterity or constitution, like acrobatics, right? Your acrobatics skill has gone up.
Yep.
Your
plus
stealth
10.
has gone up. Your stealth is now plus 10.
I'm sneaky.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's all the... Oh, I'm sorry. Paxton, you leveled up as well. Did you do
Yes.
anything interesting?
For varying definitions of interesting. So I want to make sure that the players, the DM, and the listeners know that I am not power gaming. I'm not trying to metagame or anything. I'm trying to be thematic with the way that I level this up. And
Great.
Paxton is very defense-oriented, if you didn't already know. So he took a level in fighter. He's a level 3 cleric, level 4 fighter now for... total character level is 7. His hit points, I think I might have messed something up because I'm pretty sure that before my hit points were 48.
Correct.
And then whenever I did the update, it says that they're 49. But
Oh,
I redid the math,
that can't
and
be right.
49 looks like it's correct. So,
You just took the average, though, right?
yeah.
That can't be
That
right.
doesn't make sense.
So I'm not sure if I did the new one wrong or did the old one wrong. But every time I tried to redo the new one, it came out to 49.
Okay. And anything else that Paxton gets?
Yeah, so since I took a level up in fighter, that's the ability score increase, level
Okay.
4. So instead of increasing my abilities, though, I took the resilient feat.
What does that do?
It increases my intelligence score by 1 and gives me proficiency in intelligence saving throws.
Oh,
Because as I see it, armor, helps protect Paxton from physical attacks, but he's realizing that his mind is the most vulnerable part It's the chink in his armor. So now he's trying to buff that up.
Your intelligence saving throw is now your highest save.
Yep.
Wow. You have a +8 to intelligence saving throws.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I get one extra spell that I learn for being an Eldritch Knight, and that's Shield, which gives me +5 AC.
Oh, jeez.
So I can theoretically get up to 30.
Now you cast that as a reaction, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And if I have the armor, what is it, Shield of Faith? I could be 32, I think.
Oh my goodness! All right.
So I'm gonna pick a fight in a bar with some people that just have knives.
Just stand there and have them miss you.
Yeah.
Okay.
To call the IRS on his AC.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to audit this. Okay. Zartok, did you level up?
No, Zartok hasn't leveled up. He's not really close.
Oh man.
Aw.
It's okay. I won't cry. Actually, the low hit points is what's making me the most jealous.
Yeah. Well,
That's kind of going to stay that way.
you've
Yeah,
got fireballs,
sorry.
so you don't really have anything to be
No,
jealous
I'm
of.
good. I'm feeling fine. It's just 70 hit points. Get out of here. 32 AC. Get out of here.
I think then we left off with the party talking to Zartok about the danger presented by the Mind Flayer that disappeared after you beat it up a little bit. It was real close to killing Terra, but decided that it would rather live and not kill her than kill her and then get killed. What do you want to do now? You're all standing in this room, the guidance room that grants you guidance just from being in it. That's where Zartok's in there looking over these scrolls and magic items, and there's this Nothik is standing next to him, sort of hopping back and forth from foot to foot, waiting to see what he's got.
And to be clear, the Mind Flayer is not a threat. We think it went to another dimension.
Yeah, your
So we're not
conclusion was that
concerned about
it had plane shifted.
All right. Okay, well, Zartok will, unless anybody stops him, he's rather annoyed with the thing bouncing around. He's got to figure the scrolls out.
Paxton pulls out a bag of pearls and just sits them on the table with a heavy sigh.
I think he would need those for the items. I think we found they were magical, but we don't know what they are. This is the dagger with a vicious looking edge.
Mm-hmm.
There's fancy bracers with patterns woven in the metal.
And a bunch of scrolls.
And the scrolls. So do we need to use identify for scrolls? Sorry,
No,
I ask this
no,
every time.
no.
I'll never remember.
No, the way it's supposed to work is if it's a spell that is on your spell list for your class, then you can look at it and identify what it is.
Cool.
And if it's not on your spell list, it looks like nonsense. So I'm going to assume that you and Paxton, being a cleric and a wizard, can look at these and identify these scrolls pretty easily.
Okay.
All right? So I'm going to go ahead and tell you what's on the scrolls.
You marking this in your diary?
Yeah, he's got his spreadsheet.
All
His
right.
double-sided accounting log.
Oh,
ledger.
really? You're doing all right. You're a sophisticated accountant now. That's new.
He's a wizard.
All right.
Do you have one of those little green visors?
Yeah, he's got the calculator, the hand calculator.
Yeah. And the green shaded desk lamp as well. Chill touch.
Totally chill.
Shatter.
That's a good one.
Tongues. Ray of sickness. Suggestion. Hold person. Delayed blast fireball. Mass healing word. And slow.
All right. And slow.
Now, are you going to burn a couple? Are you going to use some pearls and cast Identify on these two items you suspect are magical?
That's up to Paxton. Paxton's twirling all the pearls.
So we're trying to find a knife and a bracer.
A dagger. And some bracers.
Knifey dagger.
All right, that's just 2 pearls. I think I can stomach that.
What's our pearl count?
I think it's currently at 14.
Okay.
Yeah, just for the
Just
sake of
like-
listeners who haven't heard this before, heard me mention this before, don't remember, technically in 5th edition, once you have a pearl, you can use it over and over again for Identify, but I like the economy of having to make some decisions there. So I do it old school, like 1st and 2nd edition did, I think maybe 3rd. You had to have a pearl that was actually consumed in the casting of the
Right.
spell.
And Paxton's broken the economy by
Well, yeah, he did
flooding the market.
He looted that whole place with a bunch of pearls in it, so he's got a bit of extra identifiability there.
Yeah, we robbed a church.
Oh, all right.
All right.
An ancient sacred site, actually.
Yes. And do you want to cast Identify?
That's a little bad. Yeah. Yeah,
All
we're
right.
gonna do that. We're getting work done.
All right. So the dagger is a vicious dagger, which means on a critical hit, it does +7 additional damage. It doesn't have
Nice.
any other effects, no bonus to hit or damage aside from that. If you roll a natural 20, then it does +7 extra damage.
Cool. Make sure it's dead.
And then the other item, the bracers, these are bracers of defense. They provide +2 to armor class if you're not wearing any armor or using a shield.
These are neat. All right. Zartok explains what they are. They're nice looking.
Belima says, I'm not using any armor or shield. I think I'd look pretty awesome in those. Yeah.
Athelflaed, are you wearing armor of any kind?
No,
I am.
actually, you're not. You're wearing your robes, but they're not armor. You're not wearing studded leather anymore. I actually disabled your studded leather because it had no beneficial effect on your armor class.
Yeah, she's a monk.
You're a
so-
monk rogue, and equipping the studded leather doesn't do anything.
It's not better than the unarmored defense.
It's not better than your unarmored armor class.
Slows you
So
down.
you're actually not wearing any armor either.
She should get those bracers then.
What do you mean?
Well, I think we can.
And then
we
there's
can handle-
there's the squishy guy over there. Yeah, maybe he should have some.
Mhm.
Yeah, that seems.
I mean, I'd look awesome in them and everything, you know. I look awesome already, but I mean, I'd look even more awesome in them. But you know, I can survive a few hits, and I bet that he can't.
Yeah, you can take care of yourself, right, Belima? These folks might need some extra help.
Athelflaed's pretty tough too, but I mean,
Yeah,
that guy. I mean, just look at him.
We need some help.
Look at that big squishy guy.
Have you seen how much he reads?
Oh, it gets terrible. I mean, he's doing it right now. He's looking at those scrolls. Look at him. He's writing in his journal. Writing.
Athelflaed's just standing there laughing, not knowing what she's laughing at.
Athelflaed's an innocent bully.
Rolled over a 20 to concentrate on reading and not pay attention to you guys at all. So he's doing that. Zartok's not concerned about the 2 items. He just passed it, letting you guys fight over it.
Anyone want this dagger, or is this a dagger of righty?
I mean, most of us have some sort of +1 weapon.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. Critical hit's kind of a rare thing.
It is.
So,
That's why I'm kind of like, it's a dagger of money.
yeah.
Dagger of
Hopefully it's
money.
worth more than 100.
Yeah, a dagger of new pearls, please.
There you go.
I'm just, I get anxious when I run low on pearls.
So who would benefit the most from the bracers? Athelflaed or Zartok?
I'm thinking Zartok, but sort of.
Yeah,
like,
I think
maybe
with the armor class and everything.
they need to fight it out, or maybe
No.
Zartok.
Oh, yeah, I'll fight it out with him for him. Oh, yeah.
It also depends on who has things that they don't want to attune to anymore. You know, things that they can
Yeah.
give up.
I say give it to Zartok.
Don't want it.
You don't want it.
No.
Why not?
Mechanically, going over some items here, attunement reasons. He's got a lot of stuff to attune to. And also, he doesn't want to be fighting things anyway. Yeah. Better to give it to folks that are kind of in the trenches rather than someone out of the trench laughing at everyone in the trench.
All right, well,
Alright.
then Athelflaed or Ebelima.
Yeah, Plama, you want the racers?
Does Athelflaed have like things that she doesn't want to not attune to?
Do they require attunement? Hold on. Let me check.
Wouldn't they? They're magical.
All right, that's important.
Not all magical items require attunement.
fair enough.
So
Yeah, the only thing I have attuned is
requires
the
attunement, yeah.
robes of hiding in plain sight.
That's the only thing you have attuned? No, you have a +1 dagger at least.
Well, I don't think that
It didn't
required.
require.
That
yeah,
one
it's
doesn't
just
require
+1.
attunement.
Okay.
And she has green biter. I think green biter requires attunement, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't look
No?
like it does.
Okay. Well, you could use them.
I would take them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Eppelima's not going to fight you for them. She has a lot of faith in her ability to just get hit and ignore it. That makes Athelflaed's armor class 21.
Whoa.
It's pretty good.
Unbleeth is standing here, hopping up and down next to you. What do you have? What do you have? Is there anything I can have?
What, you just eat the scroll, the whole thing?
Sure.
Paxton, what do you think? Chill touch is a cantrip. I got no use for it, really.
Yeah, neither do I.
All right, here you go, buddy.
Oh, thank you.
And he grabs it and runs out of the room.
Paxton locks the door behind him.
It doesn't lock.
Oh,
but
well.
okay. You shut it.
Yeah.
All right. Zartok, you've also been looking at the non-magical scrolls that the party has been accumulating, the various plot exposition scrolls. Any conclusions?
Yeah, well, he's got a lot of questions, but he doesn't know if this group has the answers at all. But he can ask it. So, what's the deal with? So, in one of these notes, it said that something was wrong or inadequate with your world's anti-god glass. What's that about? What's wrong with your world?
I don't know. I liked it just fine. Except for the rivers breaking, it was fine.
Yeah, it was fine with me until, everyone got sucked into
Oh,
the
what?
sky.
Foresight did at some point come to our world, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Oh,
There were people, I don't know, cultists, I guess, but I'm not sure if I'd really call
Maybe
them
it didn't-
cultists.
it didn't keep out the gods completely is the issue.
Yeah.
At least not
with your world.
Foresight. I mean, that's the only one we ever heard of, but yeah.
People
maybe
talked
that
about
has-
foresight inside.
Yeah, I would like Athelflaed and Paxton and Tara to make investigation checks to see
Okay.
if they can figure something out.
I'm gonna guess no, but let's see.
5.
Oh wow, hold on. What's my investigation? I mean, I rolled an 18, but I have a -1 or -2 to int, so yeah. So I 16.
16, Paxton?
I got a 16 as well.
All right. Both Paxton and Tara, as you're piecing these things together and you're mentioning the relevant information, which is that Foresight was known in your world, and that this world was thought to be, by the people outside, by these wizards, was somehow thought to be flawed in terms of its ability to be used as an experiment. It occurs to you that Foresight was able to communicate inside the world, but do you remember how he was able to do that? Or maybe I should say where?
At the broken parts of the glass.
Well, how were they broken? What was the deal with them? Do you
We
remember?
were chipping at them.
Well,
There
they
were
were
bubbles in
chipping
the
at them, but
glass.
they were bubbles.
bubbles
That's
in the
right.
glass.
They were bubbles. They were these sections of very thin glass, right? Now that you think about it, when you looked at all those other worlds upstairs, you didn't see big bubbles in the glass like that in those. So your world, you would guess, had some kind of flaws in the glass that allowed a little bit of divine magic to get through. And that made it different and apparently unsuitable for their experiments. Now, I don't know whether Tara and Paxton want to share that with Zartok, but yeah, it seems to
irrelevant.
make sense. What's that? He's irrelevant?
No,
Oh,
seems
jeez,
irrelevant.
guys, this has gone too far. Even random voices in the sky are insulting me.
I mean, I figured that maybe someone who was put inside the glass didn't have like a proper mind wipe and still knew about Foresight, because even though we saw messages from Foresight on the inside, we didn't necessarily see like evidence of Foresight's divinity. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to argue with the DM about what was going on inside, just arguing like what Paxton's perception was.
Yep, and I haven't given you much information to go on.
Mhm.
You are correct to try to argue back and forth about what might be going on.
Yeah, and Tara is just like, yeah, I mean, what does he need to know about our crappy glass?
Mhm. All that we can really
Jeez.
tell Zartok for sure is that there were people on the inside of this anti-god glass who knew about Foresight, even though they didn't know about any of the other gods. So,
Seems sufficient.
Yeah, so that would explain the flaws he was talking about and how 83 was a failed experiment in some of these missives. It does. Yeah, I think that it looks like they mind wiped Mun too, maybe several times.
mhm.
Yeah. Did he ever talk about it, or did he seem like he was from the world, or what? And he's no longer a man, you said?
He's really he's a peculiar guy, but I didn't know that anyone had messed with his mind as much as his body.
Yeah, we never encountered anyone on the inside, to my knowledge, that gave any hint that they had a life on the outside. Like, Mun never mentioned about, before he came into World 83, like, everyone in World 83 just thought that was the world.
Okay. I don't know whether it would be worth telling him or not.
I don't quite know how to get that message to him, to be honest with you.
And it seems like some of these notes you gave me, Paxton, are from the inside. Like, who is Frith and this other person here?
Paxton has like a panicked look on his face, and
Doppelgangers and such.
he's like, I don't know. Why do you think I would know?
Well, you handed me the notes. I don't know anything about these people.
Well, some people inside 83 seem to think that I was Frith, but I don't know why that would be. But they seem to be pretty sure that I looked just like him, and I don't have much of a memory, so it's possible that I was this Frith fella before I lost my memory. But who really knows? Who's to say?
Tara is giving Paxton a look because he knows exactly why they would think that, but she doesn't want to give away his stuff.
I mean, it makes sense to me that you was probably mine, white friend.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I was something called an observer, and I don't know. Are you familiar with them?
One of the notes didn't mention an observer, like a watcher or something, that they was trying to deal with Mun. It sounds like Mun was interrupting the experiments and such, and they was talking about what to do with him.
They mentioned making him a reporter.
A reporter,
and said
that's
they couldn't
it.
do that.
Yeah, thank you, voice in the sky.
Yes.
When it's not insulting me, it's quite helpful.
Idiot.
So we know that Frith was an observer, and we know that that people inside 83 typically didn't like observers because observers were always around whenever bad things were happening. Now, correlation doesn't equal causation and all that. There's no reason to think that the observers caused all these bad things to happen. They might have just been observing them.
I don't think our world knows that.
What was, I forget if you mentioned this already, but what was the state of the other worlds? What was...
Not so good.
Mm-hmm.
They were messed up.
Yeah, I think there was one that just had plant life, but no people, and everything else looked really bad.
Yeah, there was one that was all cooked. It was like a big desert.
Yeah.
Is there any signs of anyone living in any of them at all?
We didn't see anything.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway from these letters is that we need to be careful with what's left, because these weren't they were acting in desperation, these wizards in this complex, but they was willing to wipe out everyone in the worlds if they had to. It's a little concerning. I mean, I'm all for what some of the things they was trying to do, but the way they speak of the subjects and such is,
Kind of detached.
Well, if they was trying to save the world, but they weren't afraid to just kill everyone that in your jaw if they had to.
Yeah.
In fact, maybe you was lucky there was something wrong with your glass because they just left you alone.
Tara never thought about that, so she's not saying anything. She's kind of just standing there. She just thought things went wrong in those jars.
I think maybe.
Like when people stopped paying attention to them.
It's possible they wiped out the other worlds or something. Well, I don't know from these misses we have, but we need to. I mean, I like the way Strefok thinks. I mean, I've said that a few times, but at the same time, he may think nothing of killing any of us either. So.
He did kind of indicate that he was sending undead after us to kill us more.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say Strethok a definite bad guy.
Oh, is that what that survey said? Oh.
I mean, it didn't. It was asking for next time, right? So I don't think he's
Didn't
great.
we say something about cookies or something? What do we?
It was sandwiches.
Oh, sandwiches. Yeah.
Sandwiches.
So
Yeah.
hopefully it's all better next time. We
I
just
don't
get a
think
nice
he's-
platter, a nice little spread.
I don't think he's gonna follow up. But
Oh, you don't think he's gonna fall for that? Okay.
no.
Well, zombies weren't too bad, though. I think we could handle them.
So,
Is and Gilm's not in the room, right?
No.
Okay,
no.
cool.
Gilm is currently beginning the process of cleaning up and organizing what's left of the library.
Yeah. Zartok will eventually go in there and do an unseen servant to help sweep stuff up. But anyway, that's from these letters I got you. I think you're all lucky to have gotten out.
Something that just crossed my mind is the only reason we made it out of that jar is because we broke the soul jar, and the only reason we did that was because of the messages that we got from Foresight, right?
yes.
So, really, we have Foresight to thank for getting us out of that mess. There's no telling if we would have got cooked or what.
I think the rivers is what would have messed with us.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think Forsyth's dead, though.
He did indicate in his messages that he did die.
That's weird. Like, how do you write a note saying, by the way, I'm dead?
He said, I'm going to die for you.
Oh, okay, right.
Or, something along those lines.
Right.
Athelflaed's still sitting there scratching her head, counting on fingers.
Well, I think that I've got a lot of homework to do, and there's also the other stack of books on the table of arithmancy or whatever
Right.
it's called.
Right.
So Zartok's ready to nerd out. He also wants to learn these spells too. He'll give the healing word spell to Paxton.
Oh, you mean the mass
Oh
healing
yes,
word?
mass. Sorry, mass.
What level spell is that?
That's a 3rd level cleric spell.
Oh, I should be able to learn that sometime soon. So if I roll a high enough Arcana check,
You can cast it from the scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
I
it-
don't think you have to learn it though, right? As a
I think it's-
cleric, you just kind of
Yeah, you don't need to
get
learn it. It's
the
DC
level
13.
spell, you can
Okay.
just hold
Arcana
on
check.
to it and cast it whenever.
Yep, it's good to have in case you don't have a spell slot available.
yeah, okay.
It doesn't heal a lot of hit points, but it does heal a lot of people.
That might be handy.
Yeah, so we've got the. How many refugees is upstairs? How many people you got to work with?
Like
Eh,
45 or something.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, is that water elemental still around?
It is going to expire real soon.
Real soon? Okay. One thing Zartok would like to try is to have the water elemental carry up the teleportation device out of the whole complex. How many floors down are we? 4?
What teleportation device?
So, all right, we gotta go back 4 or 5 episodes.
Uh-huh.
In the southwest of the divination tower. floor.
Oh, okay. No,
There's it's not for teleporting.
Yeah.
It only teleports to that room.
Right.
And so this would serve, his thinking is this would serve as a makeshift one-way elevator to go from the top to this floor.
To the divination floor.
Yeah. And so that's what he would like to try. But it's kind of heavy. He'd like the water elemental to carry it.
Okay.
And also, if they have enough time with the water elemental to move the ballista back up. So that way they don't have to do that. It was fine getting it down the stairs, but he doesn't want to get it back up the stairs.
You got time for one
Do we
or
really
the other.
need to move
Okay,
it?
we'll move the ballista then.
Yeah, the ballista is the harder one to
Why
move.
would we won't, I want to have it on the spell gemma. Yeah, eventually.
Oh.
Why would we want it? We don't want to point it to the library forever. Right?
I suppose I was just
Hate
thinking, what if we
libraries.
needed it in a lower
much-
level later?
Oh, well, we can always move it down. Moving it back up was the hard part. No? Tara's scaring me. Okay. All right, fine. I'll just move up he'll just move the, he'll see if the teleport idea works even. Just save a little time.
All right, so are you moving the ballista? Getting the ballista back up the stairs is difficult.
Yeah.
It's going to be harder to move it than it will be to move that machine.
Zartok doesn't have enough time to like verbally debate Tara right now,
Okay.
so he's just gonna move the teleportation device and deal
Okay.
with the ballista later.
Okay, so you run up the stairs to the divination floor. You have this elemental grab this machine. It sort of wrenches it from the floor and the wall, and you have it carry it up the stairs. And it gets up the stairs a little bit. Let's say you get up to the administration floor, and then your spell ends,
Okay,
and it just clanks to the ground.
all right. Yeah, let's see if it works. Hey, Athelflaed.
Yeah.
Yeah, come here. You can,
Okay.
let's see if let's try an item first.
Yeah,
okay.
Athelflaed, don't do what he says.
We'll try an item first and see if it works from this range. I'll throw whatever mundane, a copper coin or something on it and pull the lever and see if it teleports it down there.
Okay, who's gonna be? You're gonna have someone down there to check, or are you just gonna run down and check?
You want me to go down there?
Oh
Down there and
yeah,
check?
Athelflaed. Yeah,
Okay.
you're the best little helper I got.
Ooh,
What is she
okay.
gonna just scream it up to you? Yeah, it worked. We all have to just go down there.
She'll run up. It's just fine. Don't worry about it, Tara. You can. We got giant monster corpse to deal with. This is more fun.
I'm just like, Athelflaed's head's bobbing back and forth between the two. She shrugs, and then she decides to go up there.
All right, so you go down to divination to wait to see if something appears,
Mm-hmm.
and you put a coin on the machine and you pull the lever,
Pull the lever,
Zartok.
yeah.
All right, and the coin disappears, and Athelflaed, let me make sure I've got how that works in mind here.
It works like locate object, I think.
Right, so-
it teleports it in locate object. So I don't know if the range goes that far. This is stretching the experiment beyond the original design.
Yeah, hold on.
Just for what reason, I don't know.
Isn't it also really like you can only teleport small things?
We teleported Athelflaed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that
She is a small thing.
just save it. Also, that when going down the stairs is actually worse for your joints than going upstairs. So
Range is 1,000 feet, right? So yeah, Zartok, you pull the lever, the coin disappears, and you suddenly have a sense that it is down. You know it is down below you somewhere. And Athelflaed, you hear like a blink sound,
Oh,
and you search the room and find the coin that he teleported down there into the experiment room.
well, look at that.
Yeah, so maybe we can use this as a teleportation device just to get to this floor or something. For some reason, it'll come in handy. All right, now what?
Now, right now, it's sitting on the floor outside the doors to the administration
Okay,
department.
we'll leave it there for now.
Okay.
You satisfied? Probably didn't need to bring it that far, but I had to use that water elemental to
Sure.
get it upstairs anyway. All right, what we want to do with the Neophyllid is a giant thing.
Yeah, I'm not that hungry.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I don't know if it's edible or if your refugees are hungry or if they'd even want to eat it. But you know what I think would be important is to show some of them what you've done, so that they know that you're the ones that are capable. Does that make sense?
You want me to just go tell them, we were awesome and killed a big thing?
No, I think you should show it to him.
You want me to
So
bring
you
them
just
down
want
here?
us to bring a big party of people down here to show them this big dead corpse?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, it's a little showy for me, but, if that's what you want to do, we can do it.
I'm suggesting it to you. I don't care. You're dealing with a few dozen people. You want to show them. You don't want to get up there and them have like a revolution and just decide that you're the odd ones out. You don't want to celebrate your victory over this giant brain worm.
Oh, what
I
if
don't know,
they
it
cause like
seems-
the brainworm bunch or something weird, though?
Yeah, I guess that's cool. You want me to go, grab Olgabar and some people and...
What if we start a panic because they realize we have no idea what's underneath us? And
That's a possibility, sure.
yeah, I don't know about that.
But I mean, do you have their respect already, or is
Duh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, they think we're awesome because we are awesome.
okay?
Yeah, it's
fine.
quite clear.
All right, then what else are we gonna do with this thing? Because I don't want to stink it up.
What I do usually with the corpses of things that I kill is leave them exactly where they are
Yeah,
and walk
yeah.
away.
Why would you do any more work than you have to?
That's true.
Could
Yeah.
we burn it?
There's that big fireplace.
Yeah.
Burning it sounds like a bad idea.
All
We
right.
could chop it up and stuff it in
I
those
bet-
stasis containers.
I bet
we like-
Gilm could do it.
Yeah, let's let Gilm do it.
All right.
Ooh, we could teleport it away in chunks.
Ew.
Just to that back room.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the one
That's
room.
the rotting room. Don't go back there.
Rotting room.
Compost.
I mean, to be honest, if there's Drethok zombies running around everywhere down here, then it probably doesn't smell super great anyway.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
what's our ventilation status, Mike? Have they got like little ventilation shafts that we can see? And
You haven't
stuff?
seen
Have they-
any.
Oh my gosh, this place is stuffy.
Yeah, and we have mentioned before that it smells funky. When they removed the glass, it smelled like a death. You could smell rotting flesh. And when they've opened various access points, like when they first opened the stairwell up and when they removed the glass, there was also some warm air that came
Oh,
up.
it's awful. Huh. Okay, so they must have had some sort of magical means of dealing with the air in this place before whatever happened. All right, well, that's all the ideas I've got. Y'all just shoot me down, calling me a nerd, not wanting to eat a giant worm. Fine. Zartok wants to take like 2 or 3 days to learn these spells and stuff. He'll suggest that before going to the next floor. Haven't you ever heard of a weekend? Like,
Have
We are
I?
all awesome all the time.
no weekends, no rest for the weary.
No.
No.
I'm fine with taking a break. Tara will go up and
Okay, fine.
I'm fine with
is there-
taking a legit break, But if we're talking about like taking a while to clean up this corpse, I'm just going to reiterate that kind of sounds like Glim's problem.
Oh yeah, Tara's not doing that.
Yeah.
She's just gonna go back up to the surface, maybe try and look at the world a little bit. Like she's very curious to see like if she can be an observer, basically. Not an observer, but an eye in the sky.
Yeah, geez.
Yeah, she wants to go look at stuff.
Big O or little O? Observer.
Yeah, observer, little O.
Yeah, we could go report to Olgabar.
Yeah, tell him how things are going. Tell him things are going great.
Yeah.
No problems whatsoever. We're going wonderful.
And you know what? And Paxton walks over to the Neolithid and looks for the biggest fang or pointy, scary thing that's on it.
It's got some weird tentacles. It's really kind of floppy. It doesn't have a lot of hard items on it. It does have some barbs on its mouth flaps. You could pull some of those
Tara
off.
is not touching that thing at all.
Yeah, Paxton pulls out his knife and carves out a couple of those barbs.
Okay.
Probably like, how big are they?
Oh, they're, let's say, a couple inches long.
Okay. Yeah, he carves out quite a few of those barbs and puts them in his pack.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe we could sell him to Righty.
I think I'm going to get some and make like a necklace or
Yeah,
something.
necklace would be cool.
Yeah.
Or like a macaroni art.
That sounds not cool.
Someone say
that
macaroni.
sounds like wimp stuff.
Well, look who
No
you're talking to.
Oh.
Hey, I said that in my out of character.
Oh,
voice.
okay. All right, never mind.
See,
yeah.
that's an issue.
Yes,
My
you're
character
right.
voice
This
is
guy's
too
talking to me.
close.
Yeah,
So I think I should just make a whole new Zartok voice already.
I think it's too late.
It's gonna be, hey guys,
Nope,
it's me, Zartok.
that's Finn's
Finn?
voice. Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
here.
It's too late for that.
Okay.
You're going to take a few days to rest, recuperate, discuss things with Olgabar, study those spells.
I think that makes sense. I mean, imagine all the work we just did rolling that ballista and stuff and setting up for the fight and also all the other stuff you guys have been doing.
Yep. So if you want to do that, I'm going to assume you can get the ballista back where it belongs. You can, if you want to move the machine somewhere specific, you can do that. Olgabar doesn't have really anything in particular to report. If there's anything you want to talk about with him, you can do that.
Yeah, I would just like to check in with him. You
Yeah,
know,
I
just
mean,
how
basically,
everything's going.
Everything's fine. They are helping the gnomes with their gardening. There haven't really been any interesting developments since you left. Nobody has tried to go down or come up.
And when we go up, I'd also like to use the pane of glass of pain
Mhm.
to seal the way so that
Oh.
nothing can come up, no one can go down.
Well, that'd be great. Now they don't have to use a guard to guard the doorway anymore if you've got that set up.
Yeah.
Did you want to go try to trade the dagger to Righty for something?
Is that cool with everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Righty.
So you're going to offer him the vicious dagger? All right, lady, you're back. You seem intact. Everything's going okay.
Yeah, everything went splendidly.
Great. So, what you got something for me?
Yeah, we got something you might be interested in.
Okay. Well, it's a scary looking dagger.
Yeah, she hands it to him, handle first.
So you're looking to trade this for something?
Yeah, none of us particularly have use for that, but we figured, you are a man of means and that you might have something.
Yeah. All right. So let me see what I got here. Righty takes the dagger, reaches into his coat, and says, "I got. It feels like a scroll.
Gross.
Yeah.
You don't like the scroll, huh? You want me to just put that back?
You can tell us what it is, just in case like one of these,
All right.
brainiacs want it.
All right. Hang on a moment.
Just slap his hand. It feels like a scroll. Put it back.
Tara
No.
has her interests, and
Come on.
they are not scrolls.
Not scrolls.
It is a scroll of shield.
That sounds like junk.
Yeah, it's not so great. You want me to try again?
Yeah,
All
definitely.
right. I can't do this over and over. I can only do this so many times.
I know 3 times.
All right. All right. Let's see. We got here.
Mike's consulting the tables. The tables of fate.
All right, he says, "All right, I got here. I got a. Oh, it's a brooch. It's like a necklace thing. Yeah.
Is it a brooch or a necklace? Those are different. Is it a brooch or a necklace? Those are different
Yeah.
things.
So it's a brooch. Yeah. And let's see what it does here.
Brooches are cute.
It depends on the brooch.
It's a brooch of shielding. Yeah. And it gives you resistance to force damage. Yeah.
and you're immune to magic missile.
That's pretty cool.
So it's a pin that fastens onto
Yeah,
your
yeah,
shirt.
that's right.
not
Yeah,
a
yeah,
necklace.
that's what it is.
Does it require attunement?
Yeah, it does.
Hmm.
Oh, and why'd you bring that guy? Get rid of that guy, you know. I just want to talk to the nice lady.
All right, all right. And
Yeah.
Paxton steps back out the door.
It's a force damage.
Force damage, yeah, that's what it said. Like magic missile. Except that you're immune to that one. Like I guess like crushing hand, that kind of stuff, you know.
Oh, so like
yeah.
Zartok and me dueling would be a bad situation for him, right?
Oh, yeah, I think it probably would be anyway, but yeah.
I like you a lot.
There's no reason for us to fight. Why would that
I
ever happen?
agree, man. I just I'm just trying to understand this.
You want me to check
Ladies
something?
term.
I got one more chance. You want me to check again?
Yeah, I mean, unless someone really likes this, I'd like to check again.
Oh, all right.
Things neat.
All right, I got oh, this is a weird one. Hold on a moment.
And so Righty's got a jacket. He's just pulling stuff out of.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Okay.
He pulls random items out of his jacket.
How has this group not robbed him for this jacket yet?
It won't fit me.
It'll fit Athelflaed just fine, or Epilema.
He pulls out from this little jacket a big shield,
Nice.
and it has on it the likeness of a face, sort of a humanoid face.
And he says, "Yeah, this is a shield of expression." Yeah.
What's that
And-
mean?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. It means that you can take this shield and you can alter the expression on the face, on the shield. And yeah, it also, otherwise it acts like a shield.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what it does.
Sorry. What use does that have for me?
I don't know.
It's a bonus action. As a bonus action, you can alter the expression on the face.
Does it scare anyone?
No.
Isn't that +1 or anything?
Nope.
Oh my god.
Does it require attunement?
No.
See, there's all the value in the world there. I would love to have it, not Zartok, just me. And you can just change it based on your mood.
Yeah, when you look surprised, you
It's
can
like a
take a
mood.
bonus
Whoa,
action
it's
and
an
have it look
awesome-
surprised.
Whoa.
It's an awesome flavor shield, but like
Flavor shield,
literally
shield of flavor.
nothing I can do with that.
It's an edamame shield.
It's just, like the shield would always be laughing too. Just-
So what's the deal? You gonna get this shield? Oh, how does this work? You come back another day if you don't like it?
Yeah, you can
pretty
come back
much.
another day if you want. Yeah.
yeah, we'll try another day. This
All
is
right.
it's not.
Very cool. What you
I
got?
can't
like
do
a,
anything with a laughing shield.
You got like a interdimensional like portal in your jacket or what?
You mind your
How's
own business, buddy. Shh.
this? Okay.
It's a pocket dimension.
Yeah.
Get it?
It-
Pockets.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh.
All right.
Thank
Zartok's
goodness.
gonna make a will save, or not a wisdom save. Sorry, different game. You passed. Okay.
You resisted laughing?
Yeah. No, he resisted the pun. Just
Okay.
whatever that means. Just he
All
might
right.
have taken pun damage
Okay.
or psychic damage.
Yeah.
Okay. The next place Tara wants to go is to World 83.
All right.
Not inside the world, but she wants to
Just
look
look
the
at
world.
it. Yeah. It is. It has been running for a while. No one has changed it back to the 0 setting. There are still 2 guards posted here, and it looks fine.
She
What do you
asked
wanna
them
do?
if they ever look inside.
Ma'am, we're not allowed to look inside.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Olgabar says we need to stay on duty.
Oh, okay.
When we're off duty, we can look,
Oh,
but I haven't done that yet.
Okay. Well, Tara's gonna go look inside.
All right. You go look inside. You look through the Oculus on the side, and it looks similar to it did the last time you looked through. It hasn't been that long. It looks like there are fewer of those little puffs of smoke from Iron Empire ships around arrival, but otherwise it looks pretty much the same.
Is there still seem to be like a blockade happening around arrival?
Yeah.
or-
So if there is, it's not as heavy as it was before,
Okay.
and also the rivers are fully functional.
All right. Any concerning other blasts of
Make a
fire or
perception check.
anything? Okay. 16 plus whatever +1.
Yeah, 17. It is hard to tell from up here. You don't see anything that looks worrying. If anything, it looks like that blockade might be ending.
Mhm.
The city looks fine. There are no unusual fires or anything. You can tell that it's been a sufficiently short period of time that there really isn't a lot of time for much to have changed.
Yeah.
So
should
it looks
just-
fine. It doesn't look worse. It may look maybe better if the blockade is ending.
Tara just wants to check on, make sure things aren't going terrible, and she cares about people in there. So
Sure. What else is everyone doing?
Paxton went with Tara to check on 83, and he wants to take a look inside, and he specifically wants to look at the border between the Keepers and the Free Cities.
All right. Well, make a perception check.
Alrighty. 17.
Yeah. You don't see anything worrying. It's hard to tell from here. You can't see things down to the level of people or even carts, but the town of New Tower is still there. Everything looks normal as far as you can tell. You don't see any signs of, large fires. You can see that the lake by the formerly broken river is filling back up.
What's the water look like?
It is a lot clearer than it used to be. Yeah, it's a lot clearer than it was before, not as murky. There are some signs of greenery returning to that area around the broken river.
So is it just Tara and Paxton that went to go look at 83, or did Zartok and Athelflaed come along?
I don't know. Did they?
or Epilema.
Yeah.
Epilema's bored. She's just going wherever you guys go in the hopes of finding something interesting to do.
And I follow Epilema everywhere, so.
Oh, all right. All right, so Athelflaed's there.
Zartok's probably not there. He's looking at stuff, and probably trying to cast that. If it's the next day, he's probably casting the air spell to figure out what it does.
All right, give me a moment and I'll look it up.
I have it as Renew Spelljammer Air, but I don't know if that's the right name of it. My notes say not sure.
Yeah.
I just made stuff up. Verbal, somatic, material components. Okay. Duration. Concentration up to 1 hour.
Renew Ship Atmosphere.
Okay, there you go.
Is what it's called. When you cast it, the air in the area around you suddenly feels fresh. It's instead of feeling like a dark, still, rotten smelling underground chamber, suddenly the air around you smells fresh and clean and healthy.
Okay. And so the purpose of this spell is because spelljammers carry around a pocket of air, right? That's what
Correct.
they used
right.
it for.
Yeah.
Okay. So this spell gets rid of carbon dioxide in the air.
And monoxide.
We just solved global warming, friends.
It doesn't make it pure oxygen. That would be too flammable.
All right. Makes sense. NASA approved.
Just run
spell.
around casting that spell everywhere.
The
Constantly.
problem with our world is that the spells itself create heat.
Mhm.
So
Right.
when we just need this spell here in this world, along with all the other magic. I mean, while we're at it.
I think it's a higher level spell than first. I think it might be 8th level.
Ooh.
8th level.
Yeah.
Holy moly. All right, then I just got that scroll just sitting there. And I can't cast it then. If it were 8th level.
You could if you rolled high enough.
It probably wouldn't bother for a single casting unless the spell is
Cures the world.
yeah, takes all the air in the entire dungeon and replaces it or something. If it's a smaller. What's the next floor? Enchantment?
Yes.
Oh boy, how do you get ready for enchantment?
You get ready to get a lot of enchantments.
Enchantment's changing things, right? Changing.
No,
your body
enchantment
or-
is think of it as charm spells.
Oh, enchantment. Oh boy, I got nothing for that.
Anything else you want to do in your downtime?
If Paxton and Tara are over by World 83, he wants to kind of take Tara aside for a second and have a private conversation with her.
Okay.
He says, I noticed that you gave me kind of a weird look whenever I was telling Zartok about Frith. Do you think I maybe shouldn't have mentioned that?
Paxton,
Yeah?
I think you're a little bit in denial.
About what?
I think it's definitely likely that you're Frith. I mean, there's just too many people who look at you and say, "Hey, you're Frith," and it just or Quia, same guy. I mean, it just I don't know if you just don't want to admit it or it just freaks you out a little bit. But I think it seems kind of undeniable to me.
I mean, it certainly freaks me out a little bit to get mistaken for someone else, but I mean, it could be that this physical body housed Frith, but if I don't have the same personality and if I don't have those memories, then can you really say that I'm Frith? What does it mean to be somebody,
I mean, that's Paxton. You know me. That's kind of an Aster territory to talk about. But I mean, you know, from all the things that they write about this guy in this letter, I don't know. I mean, you seem more like a Quia than a Frith to me, right? Like Frith seemed pretty mean, but Quia just seemed nosy. We're kind of being nosy right now. That seems like us.
Yeah, I just don't know what to make of the fact that I've been different people to different people.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
you know,
That's
maybe
a hard pill to swallow.
Maybe that mind wipe spell they gave you made you a jerk. Or,
Yeah, maybe they wiped out the good parts of my mind or something.
yeah, maybe we got to find out more about the mind wipe spell or something.
Yeah, I wonder if it'd be if there's a way that you can unwipe a mind.
Well, I mean, the way to figure that out is probably to just keep going into this dungeon, right? Wasn't it
Yeah.
in an enchantment spell anyway?
I mean, I don't know a whole lot about wizard magic, but that it sounds like an enchantment, a way to enchant someone so they don't remember who they are.
Right, and that's where we're going next. So maybe we'll get some answers to that there. But I find it hard to believe that you have a twin who looks and the ghosts, they all mistake you for that guy, and it just doesn't. I don't think so.
That's fair. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm not trying to convince him that I'm not Frith or Quia Zartok. I mean, I guess I don't feel myself that I am someone else. Like I am Paxton.
Hey,
you know?
I think you're Paxton too. I mean, whatever they say right about Frith or Quia, I don't think you're that guy.
Well, maybe if anyone knows or could figure out how to unmind wipe someone, maybe it's that
Would you
nerd
want it?
Zartok. I'd want to know more about my memories, and I think that I'd keep my memories as Paxton, and maybe I can reckon all that together and maintain some semblance of the good person that I think I am right now.
Yeah. It's I wouldn't want you to turn into someone different, but I mean, I guess it's your decision, obviously.
Well, I also think that if I could unlock memories of this place from before, then that might go a long way towards helping us get around and understand what's going on.
That's a good point.
Well, okay, so you think that I should tell Zartok everything I know, or do you think we should keep him in the dark on some of this stuff?
That's up to you. I mean, does Zartok? I don't know how invested he is in this whole thing. I mean, he might just be like, "Oh, okay, that's great," But I mean, I guess I should probably tell him that it was probably good that we had him for that one fight. I mean, the guy's. I mean, he was rude, but then he apologized, and so my feelings about that guy are mixed.
Yeah, I mean, he's part of our group now. He's traveling with us, and I gotta admit, I was kind of put off by the way he looks at first, but that's wrong of me, I'd say. It's wrong of me to judge him for the way he looks as it was for those people to be mad at me just because I look like Frith, right?
Yeah.
And he winks.
Yeah, I get you. Look like, yeah, okay. Dara like pats Pax on the shoulder and laughs, and she's like, yeah, but plus useful. He's pretty useful.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I gotta come clean to Zartok then.
You decide what you want to share with him or not share with him, but you might if we're looking for answers. And he's the guy helping us put answers together. I guess it might make sense if you want to divulge more.
Yeah, I guess you can't be expected to solve a puzzle if you're missing pieces, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Paxton goes to Zartok to have a heart-to-heart with him. And
Gross.
what's Zartok doing at the moment again?
Studying spells. I think.
If he's made his way, if he's
He's
made his
reading
way,
for 3 days straight.
yeah. Well, he's got all the notes, all the spells, all this different type of magic to learn. And these are fun things. He's from a rural area originally, so the wealth of knowledge here is kind of like, I'm trying to think of a local equivalent, but the listeners won't know at all what I'm talking about. So
You're a kid in a candy store.
Yeah, exactly.
So Paxton knocks on the door of whatever room Zartok's in.
I imagine he's in the guidance room.
Guidance room.
All right.
Yeah, that's his new office.
The study crack.
Gilm has crafted a sign for the door that says Zartok's office.
Paxton pops the door open and pops in. He's like, he's trying to see if Zartok looks like he could be disturbed at the moment, or if he's deep in the middle of something.
Yeah, what is it? What you want? Is it time to go?
Not quite yet. I think you got a little bit more time.
All right,
How's
good.
the studying going?
Pretty good. I haven't made heads or tails of this arithmancy business, but the spell scrolls will all be useful, I'm sure.
Cool.
Yep.
So,
He's cast haste on himself even. He's going nuts down here.
Read faster.
all right. Well, maybe I should speed this up then. Have you learned anything about mind wipe, or possibly the ability to reverse mind wipe, unmind wipe someone?
What can Zartok know about the modify memory spell, which is what this mind wipe is?
Yeah, so make an Arcana check, and we'll see what you know about modify memory.
That's sure. Hold on. Can I roll my 2 rolls
Yeah,
to
your
replace?
divination
Because I just
rolls?
rolled a 1.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Anything's better than this. All right, so that's a 2. So yeah,
Okay.
it is
And then
better.
what's your other divination roll?
The other's a 5. So
Ooh.
we'll go ahead and use the 5 and get an 11.
11. You know that modify memory modifies memories.
Okay.
Solid. Sarah could have told you that.
And let's see, what other little bits of information would you know from a very cursory knowledge? You can affect a target's memory of an event that it experienced within the last 24 hours and lasted no more than 10 minutes. You can eliminate the memory and some other stuff, and that's as much as I'll tell you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not, I know a bit about it. So what they've done is they've changed up the modify memory spell.
Yeah, you think that this spell that people who have had their entire personality changed or history removed, they are affected by something stronger than an ordinary
Right.
modify memory
And they've
spell.
also created a mass version of it too.
Right.
A mass.
Right.
So this would be a super powerful spell, basically. These wizards ain't messing around. Yeah, but that's what he tells him. That's what I know. That's what I know, bud.
Well, we gave you all those letters and everything, and we're kind of putting a lot of hope on you to piece together this mystery of what's going on in here, because none of us have been able to make heads or tails of it, and I feel I'd be remiss if I hid something from you, and I kind of feel like I did earlier. So, you remember how we were talking about me and Frith, and there's some mentions of Quia in the notes?
Yeah.
I think those are all me, but at different states in my life.
Okay.
So I think that I was Quia. I was one of these Eldritch Knights, and then I had my mind wiped, and I was put inside of 83. And then I was Frith for a while whenever I guess I came to from having my mind wiped. And this Frith guy was an observer with a gem in the back of his head that I think was communicating with people on the outside, and general consensus was that guy was a jerk and kind of went a little bit crazy because he couldn't communicate with the people on the outside of the glass anymore. And my earliest memory is waking up in a cave with a bunch of dead people around me, and I've been going by the name of Paxton ever since, but not sure if I just bumped my head or what the deal is, but you should know. I think these things might help you piece some things together.
It's a strange way to waking up around a bunch of dead bodies and such.
Yeah.
That's one thing we have in common, I think, for sure. I woke up in a strange way. You all were alive, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, from what I can tell, is that this spell they use kind of completely erases a person.
Mm-hmm.
Really, what's the difference between that and murder, really?
It's
not really even modifying anything. You might be a completely different soul.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the reason that I feel hesitant to open up about that and talk about it, is because if Frith was such a total jerk and really hurt people, and I'm Frith, then that means I'm a jerk. But I don't think that I'm a jerk. I feel like I'm a completely different person than Frith.
Yeah, that's my opinion. I'm not sure right now, but it sounds like you are a totally different soul than this Frith. You're occupying the same vessel,
Yeah.
but you shouldn't feel any guilt about what is Frith done, or Quia, or anybody else.
Well, I guess my goal would be finding a way to undo this whole memory wipe thing so that I can maybe not necessarily go back to being Quia in terms of that personality, but like, it would be really swell if I could remember all my memories. That'd be cool, right?
Yeah, well, I'm a bit worrying because you're going to introduce things that you haven't done, and things that Paxton may feel guilty about, but things that Frith may have had no problem doing.
I mean, if we're just hitting the reset on my soul, then
I'm not sure that's how it's working. I'm just
my
pontificating.
My goal is to remain Paxton, but with the memories of Frith and Quia, if that makes any sense.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I can't help you with that right now, but let's work it out.
The next floor is enchantment, right?
Yeah.
I bet we'll find some good stuff over there.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Yeah, I'm not. So, the type of magic we're speaking of is beyond my abilities, but maybe by the time we've cleared this place out, I can help.
All right, well, I won't take up too much more of your time. You can get back to it, Sheets.
Yeah, good.
And he pats him on the
Good talk,
shoulder.
good talk. Yeah, nice talking to you, Paxton. Take you later. Come get me when you're ready.
Alrighty. And
Yeah.
he speed walks out of the room.
Yeah.
What are Athelflaed and Epilema doing with their time? Epilema is always in the search for food.
Me too.
All
So
right.
I'm sitting there. I could have sworn I heard something about macaroni a couple months ago, and I can't help to think of macaroni.
We will pillage the gnome village for all their macaroni.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I guess they go on a mission to find macaroni and maybe some biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits. Yes.
All right. But eventually you reassemble. I guess it's going to take a couple days. It sounds like you guys are spending a decent amount of time taking a break.
Yeah,
It's
we
going
got
to
some
take
nice R&R.
Yeah, it's going to take some effort and some time to get that ballista back up the stairs and all the way down the hallway and mount it back to the Spelljammer again. When you do that, what do you do with the that portable private sanctum platform when you're done using it to move the ballista around? Are you taking that and putting it anywhere in particular? And where also are you putting that teleportation machine?
I'd say the Portal Private Sanctum, we just want to keep, where we know where it is in case we need it at some point.
Okay. I'll just stick it, I don't know, at the top of the stairwell or something, or...
I imagine we just keep going down, so I'd like to keep it on divination.
Oh, okay. All right. Leave it on the divination floor. All right. And the teleportation machine, what do you want to do with that?
We'll leave it there for now. Zartok was thinking that they could use that to teleport people down to view their artwork with the worm.
Okay.
Be
So
heroes.
you're going to leave it outside the administration floor.
We'll leave it there for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you head back down the stairs, I guess, once you're all ready to go again. Is there anything else you want to do before you reassemble and head down to the next floor?
Zartok, since you have read all the things most recently, did we mention anything about barriers to go to the enchantment floor yet?
I think the only clue that you all wouldn't have found out already would have been on the illusion floor there's kobolds, but I don't recall anything about the enchantment floor.
Yeah, I don't see anything about that either.
I think that
You had some letters back and forth between, or actually just two enchantment, but you didn't really have any clues about enchantment specifically.
nothing to help us prepare for what's on it. It seems that just kobolds on an illusion and a wizard that we can all talk about. Maybe anytime we have a conversation about Strefok, we should be in one of the Intigog glass rooms on divination or in the portable chamber. What's that called again? Sorry.
The portable private sanctum.
Portable
It's
private
just a
sanctum.
platform on wheels.
Okay.
You think he's listened to our conversations?
Maybe he's a good guy. Zartok Wings.
I mean, what he had to send us a survey.
Yeah,
I don't think he's
he knew where he was
that
too.
powerful. Well, no, he didn't.
No?
I mean, he just sent a zombie. He doesn't even necessarily know it's us, does he?
I don't know what he's capable of, but I know that the men and women that was here didn't care too much about people.
There is one other thing that Tara wanted to do.
What's that?
She wanted to talk to Gilm.
All right. You can talk to Gilm.
Gilm mentioned that there was like a prophecy, right? That people would come and save them, right? Like kill
Right.
the
Yeah, he said
Neophyllid
that,
and everything.
yeah, there was some kind of hints that someone was going to come down and help clear out this complex.
Yeah, and Tara wants to know everything he knows about that because, I mean, just Tara's whole love is that she's a
All right. Sure.
hero of prophecy.
All right. Well, Gilm says
She's excited about this.
Gilm is busy cleaning the place up, and he's made some progress. He's taken the shelves that are somewhat intact and tried to stand them back up again. Yeah, so I guess he's just using his eye tentacles, his eye stalks, and his mouth and his tongue to pick things up and move them around.
Oh wow, everything
That's
sure looks
interesting.
not slobbery or gross at all.
Yeah. Well, he says,
So what can I do for you? You what did you? I'm quite busy cleaning up, but you want to know about these prophecies.
I do.
You should understand the thing about prophecies is that there are usually a lot of them, and if you look long enough, you'll find one that says the thing that you want it to say. However, there had been a few saying that at some point someone would come down here, and when trouble started to afflict this grand wizard research facility, that someone would come and help clear the place out and set right all the problems that had occurred and allow research to continue in the wonderful, beautiful way it once did.
You know, Gilm, for like a guy in divination, you don't
Mhm.
seem very pro divination.
Well, I've got to be honest. It was my task to guard this facility and make sure that everything was well taken care of. And when Alfred died, it was very difficult for me. I was very fond of Alfred, and I must admit that while I did, I think, take on some of his characteristics, it's something that happens with spectators. Sometimes, you understand. I'm afraid that I did not take on all of his knowledge and understanding, and it can be somewhat frustrating for me to be surrounded by all these things and not completely understand what it all means. But I'm hoping that one day when I can get all this restored, I can spend all my time reading and learn about all the wonderful things these wizards knew, if I can just rescue whatever books are left.
Era's looking around to see what books are left.
there's not a lot left. Maybe he would be able to cobble together some of the loose pages and reconstruct some things, but this place is a mess.
So you don't know anything else except for that people were supposed to come. You don't know anything about the people?
I only knew what Alfred had mentioned in passing, and he was not more specific than that. Sometimes he would, the people under him would joke. It was never Alfred's style to joke. You understand? He's a very serious man, but his assistants would joke about how yes, the place was such a mess and clearly needed help when it was in wonderful shape, but now that it is a mess, it seems not so funny, does it? But yes, so supposedly someone would come from up above. There was something about another world, I think. Yes, something about coming from another world to help this one. Yeah, something to do with foresight. But yes, you're not the first group of people to come down into this facility either. There had been garden gnomes from up above that came down, and
They came this far?
well, they did early on. I remember encountering some, but at some point they stopped coming down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what was stopping them, but at some point they stopped coming down, and it was just me and the Nothik, and eventually those undead were sent up from Strethok down below.
Is there anywhere you think we would actually be able to read this prophecy?
I'm sure it's here somewhere. Would you like to help me look?
Yes.
All right. So, if you want to make an investigation or a perception check, I'll let you do it with advantage because he's helping, but the DC would be really high.
I got a 14.
No, you're not able to find anything.
All right. Well,
Strethok may know more about that sort of thing. He's been very much in touch with all the research that was done here.
yeah, he's a swell guy too, I can tell.
I haven't met him personally. I think that's not true. He did come up once and look in the library for a book. Yes, a very lanky fellow.
Yeah, if you do happen to find anything on it, I'll definitely check back and see how this thing is going, and yeah, please let me know. Set it aside for me.
I'll keep an eye out.
Oh, you definitely you didn't get Alfred's seriousness, because
No,
that was a
I
good
didn't.
joke, my friend.
I didn't get that.
I
That's
liked
true.
it.
Perhaps I should be more serious.
No, I like you just the way you are, Gil.
Oh, well, I like you too.
Oh, thank you. All right. All right, Tara's done with gum.
Okay. And so you're heading downstairs?
When everyone's gathered up and ready to go,
Okay.
sir.
Epilema and Ethelflad eventually come downstairs. Epilema's got a handful of macaroni that she's shoving into her mouth.
This is good stuff.
You could have put it in a bowl.
Bowl.
Why?
Because
Hand.
now your hands are slippery, and that's going to really be rough when you're trying to punch people.
Good point. And she just shoves it into her mouth and wipes her hand on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Gil's going to have to clean that.
Is it just like Easy Mac before microwaving with no water and just the cheese powder all over it?
No, it's full on Velveeta.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We got one step up on the macaroni ladder.
So you're heading down.
I believe so. Yeah,
All
and
right.
we're going to, we got to set the guards back up and take our pane of glass of pain because we need that.
Okay. All right. You do that. You walk down the stairs from the top, past administration, all the other levels, down past conjuration, divination.
Just use the teleport elevator, friends.
You could do that.
We haven't seen if it works on a person yet, but
How about you use it?
Yeah.
no, Applefred was going to use it.
I don't want to hurt. Oh, yeah, we have seen it work on a person, at least.
Yeah, she did it. Yeah,
Yeah, it worked on Ethelflad.
it'd be
Although
fine.
she's particularly small and she can stand on that little platform on it.
Yeah.
She'll be fine.
I'll walk. It's just stairs.
All right.
All right, so you reach enchantment. You walk down the stairs, you reach enchantment. There are two 10-foot wide, 15-foot tall wooden doors standing here, closed. And above them, written in glowing letters on the wall, is the word enchantment. And in smaller letters next to it, in parentheses, is the word charms. A large metal plaque has been hung on the wall next to the doors. The plaque reads, well, actually, I'll let one of you read it. Here, Ashley, why don't you read it?
Okay. It is a large metal plaque. Please pay attention to your guides. Following instructions is essential to rapid processing. Failure to follow instructions will create delays that will slow onboarding for you and everyone after you. Stay in orderly lines. Do not be alarmed by the sight of your fellows leaving this department on gurneys. The onboarding process requires a brief recovery period while your minds assimilate new information. Your cooperation is appreciated and will expedite the process. Pretty ominous.
I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Yes. Sounds like this is where they've done the modified memory.
Yep, that sounds like solid reasoning there.
I would like everyone to make a perception check.
This is all talk, just doing the mansplaining. It's on a roll.
20, unnatural.
All right.
10.
5.
Rolled an 8, so
All right.
an 8.
Tara, you notice that this area is surprisingly clean. There is no dust on the walls, there's none on the floor, there's none on the sign. In fact, the sign has been polished. And the stairs leading downward are also very clean, but there's no sign of cleaning as you look back up the stairs.
I'm going to walk around the stairs to check the doors on the other side.
Okay, great. Let me get my map over here. So you walk around to the back side here.
Who's gonna get mind wiped? Is it you?
Definitely Tara, because let's be honest, if it's going to be anyone, it's always the person who's most weak against this int stuff.
You open the door at the back of the stairwell, and it's just a standard wooden door. You find...
Was that also clean?
Yeah, this whole area is clean. It opens into a storage room with several crates. Now, the crates look empty.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in here looks like it's been already cleared out. But the crates are labeled with various kinds of spell components. So powdered silver. If there was a container with various kinds of gems that could have been used for spell components, sulfur, and all sorts of other stuff. So this room once housed spell components, and then there's another door to the south at the opposite end of this storage room.
Do you recall Finn specialized in a certain kind of magic, right?
He was transmutation magic,
okay.
yes.
No, so it wasn't this. I was going to say if Tara knows anything about charm spells, but she doesn't. So, Okay, and she's calling people over in case they didn't follow. I don't know.
Yeah, so Zartok, you can see everybody else is expecting this. You've only seen her do this once before, but she immediately walks around the back of the stairwell, finds a door at the back like she was expecting it to be there, and finds a storage room inside. And then there's this door at the other side of this storage room that you haven't opened yet.
She kind of like motions to boxes, like, I guess, probably empty, but, is it just reagents, like spell reagents in here, pretty much?
Various spell reagents or components, yes.
Okay, well, she's going to walk to the back door. Does it have any labeling or anything?
Yeah, it says quite clearly on it, cleaning supplies.
Okay, she opens it.
Okay, there is a mop in here and a bucket, and there is a giant stack of soap, lye soap. And there are some additional buckets, like backup buckets on a shelf, and some replacement mop heads, and a bunch of dusters. There's all sorts of cleaning supplies in here.
Does the mop look, like something like Mun would have, like, like a moving mop?
Nope,
like,
it looks like a mundane mop.
Oh. Okay, this is where Tara is now going to share with everyone that this place is, sparkling clean, and that is a little bit suspect.
There's not even anything on the walls, right?
Right.
Nothing. Okay.
Nothing.
You got to check those cleaning closets for Easter eggs,
Mhm.
just in case.
Yeah.
So you're worried because it's clean?
Well, yeah, there's no dust, no, grime that kind of just exists everywhere else, just like a gross, nasty stickiness from dust.
Okay. I mean, I agree that it's cooler for things to be a little dirty. But, I mean, what's wrong with it? Why does that make you worried?
It means someone's down here.
Well, we knew people were down here. I mean, you're worried that they're clean?
Yeah.
Hey, guys. It's even scarier. Not only are there dangerous things down here, but they like to clean.
I mean, it makes sense for enchantment to be clean because it's right next to divination, where you talk to the gods. So cleanliness is next to godliness, right?
Paxton, sometimes.
Wisdom save. 18.
You
Saving up
dodged the punder
I'm
wave.
saving all my good rolls for the puns, not for the monsters.
All right, sorry.
I'm just saying, we might find some wizards down here, and
And
it
they all
might
like to
get
clean,
weird.
and it's scary.
Yeah, and they also like to wipe people's minds.
Oh, they like their minds to be clean, too. Yeah.
Oh, I believe me. I don't
That's
know
good.
if you've been paying attention, but they like to
Nope.
make you absolutely know nothing that you used to know.
Nope.
Yup.
Not gonna work on me.
Well,
I don't think it'll work on you.
yeah, we all know the fortitude of your mind.
That's right. Fortress Epilema, that's me.
Well, if they make you read something to wipe your mind, then she's probably safe.
That's right.
I doubt that's what they do.
What's next?
Walk back around to the double doors.
Okay, you walk up to those double doors.
Do they appear to have been opened, or they just...
Yeah, they appear very clean, but you notice, now that you mention it, that they appear to have been very well maintained. In fact, the doors swing open easily and silently. They don't creak or anything. And now that they creak open silently, I would like everyone to make a perception check with disadvantage, except for Tara, who can roll it normally.
14.
3.
5.
5? Oh, boy.
Oh, but she's like, I mean, she's suspect. She got like her sword out and stuff when she opens these doors.
You push open this door, and the next thing you remember is you're feeling really sleepy, lying on the landing outside these doors. Paxton, you rolled a 10? Or you rolled above a 10?
I rolled a 14.
So, Paxton, you're lying there on the landing outside the doors to enchantment. You wake up a little bit because you hear the sound of shuffling footsteps, and you're just barely able to wake yourself up and summon the willpower to lift up your sleepy head and look around, and you see a group of 5 zombies, led by one with glowing red eyes, who are shuffling past the sleeping forms of your companions, and they have nearly surrounded Zartok. And we'll see what happens next week.
No, this is bad. No.